Cleetus McFarland got banned from the race. He showed up anyway. Not because he broke the rules, because he found a loophole nobody saw coming. And the reason he refused to stay home has nothing to do with views, subscribers, or YouTube. It has everything to do with a promise he made to a man who will never see him race again. If you do not know Cleetus McFarland, his real name is Garrett Mitchell. He built a YouTube channel from zero, started it in 2009 while working a normal job managing social media for a car company. He eventually quit that job, went full-time on YouTube, and turned his love for cars into over 4 million subscribers. He is not just a guy who talks about cars on camera. He owns a racetrack in Florida called Freedom Factory. He does burnouts, drag races, and builds wild cars for fun. But somewhere along the way, something changed. He stopped wanting to just watch racing. He wanted to do it for real. In 2022, he started racing in the Stadium Super Truck Series. That was his first real taste of competition, and it was not enough. In 2025, Cleetus made the biggest jump of his life. He entered the ARCA Menard Series, one level below NASCAR's top tier. He drove the number 30 Ford Mustang for Retta Jones Racing. He ran 4 races that year. He finished 10th at Talladega. He finished 9th at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Those were career-best results for a guy who had never driven a stock car at that level before. At the end of the 2025 season, his team co-owner, Mark Retta, confirmed they were planning 8 to 10 races in 2026. More tracks, more seat time, more pressure. Now remember that 8 to 10 races in 2026, because what happened next changed the plan completely. The 2026 season started at Daytona. Cleetus finished 11th in the ARCA race. Not bad. Then came Rockingham, and this is where things got interesting. He entered 2 races at Rockingham. In the ARCA Menard Series East race, he finished 4th place. For a YouTube creator racing against experienced drivers, that result was a statement. But in the main ARCA Menard Series race at Rockingham, he finished 32nd. He admitted to spinning 4 times during the race. Not perfect, but he learned. Then Kansas. He finished 20th, another race where he was learning the car, learning the track, learning what it takes to compete at this level week after week. And the whole time, there was a bigger plan being built behind the scenes. Cleetus had also linked up with Richard Childress Racing, one of the most iconic teams in NASCAR history, to run in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. That is a NASCAR-sanctioned series that runs on some of the same weekends as the Cup Series. He ran the O'Reilly race at Rockingham in RCR's number 33. After the race, he told the crowd, "Thanks to RCR for giving me this opportunity. This is definitely the hardest thing I have ever done in my life." Then he paused, asked the crowd where he finished, and when someone shouted the answer, he let out the biggest "woo" you have ever heard. That moment mattered because he thought it was going to open the door to Talladega. It did not. On April 5th, 2026, NASCAR denied Cleetus McFarland's request to race at Talladega Superspeedway on April 25th in the O'Reilly Series. He announced it himself on Facebook the next day. NASCAR's Executive Vice President John Probst explained it publicly. Here is what he said. He is approved right now for O'Reilly Series short tracks, which means he is good for all of ARCA, all of Truck, and then O'Reilly up through the short tracks. We would like to see more out of Cleetus in the short tracks. We are not saying no, but there is more that we would like to see before we would approve him for Talladega. And then Probst added something that nobody expected. We are all huge Cleetus fans. We all watch his videos and are certainly very appreciative of everything he has done in our sport. So NASCAR did not hate him. They just did not trust him at 200 miles per hour in a pack of cars at a superspeedway yet. And honestly, that is a fair position. Talladega is not just any track. Drivers wreck in groups there. One mistake does not just take out one car. It can take out 15. But here is the thing you need to know right now, and this is the part the original article was pointing at. NASCAR said no to the O'Reilly race. They never said no to the ARCA race. And Cleetus was already entered in it. Remember how we started this? NASCAR said he was not ready for Talladega. Cleetus is not racing alone at Talladega this weekend. His friend George Siciliano, known online as LS George, is racing with him. This is their 3rd consecutive race together. They have become a duo in this series. But the reason they are both at Talladega this weekend goes beyond racing results. By earning approval to compete at Talladega, Siciliano is fulfilling a promise he and McFarland made to honor their late friend. After the Rockingham race, Cleetus said, "I turned left for Greg Biffle." That line tells you everything. This is not just content for YouTube anymore. There is something real at stake here, a promise made to someone who can no longer watch them race. That is the weight they are carrying into that car on Saturday. Joe Gibbs Racing has never won an ARCA race at Talladega. That is his mission this weekend. Then there is Jack Wood. He drives for Pinnacle Racing Group, and he led 39 laps at Kansas before getting collected in a late race crash. He did not even finish. He comes to Talladega angry, focused, and with a lot to prove. Here is where it gets even more interesting for Cleetus beyond Talladega. Even though NASCAR blocked him from the O'Reilly Superspeedway race, they have not closed the door permanently. Probst's exact words were, "We are not saying no." That means Cleetus has a path forward. He just has to keep earning it. His next O'Reilly race with RCR is confirmed for Nashville on May 30th. Nashville is the next test. But here is what makes Nashville complicated. It is not just another race on a calendar. It is an audition. Every lap he runs, every position he holds, every clean exit he makes without spinning, NASCAR is watching all of it. And think about the pressure that puts on a guy who admitted to spinning 4 times at Rockingham. He cannot afford another race like that. Not if he wants Daytona. Not if he wants Talladega in the O'Reilly car next year. Every mistake now costs him more than a position on the track. It costs him credibility with the one organization that controls his future in this sport. But right now, on this Saturday, all of that is secondary. Because the ARCA Menard Series entry lists are confirmed, the cars are in the garage, and Cleetus McFarland is about to drive a stock car around one of the most dangerous ovals in America. So here is where we land. The title of the article that brought you here said, "Cleetus McFarland set for Talladega ARCA race, entry list confirmed." And now you know exactly what that means. NASCAR said not yet, so he found another way in. He is honoring a promise to a man who is gone. He is racing alongside his best friend. He is going up against a 2-time winner this season who drives for one of the most powerful teams in NASCAR. And he is doing all of this while the entire internet watches to see if the YouTube guy can actually hang at Talladega. He has been here before. He finished 10th in 2025. The track is not new to him. The pressure is. Because last year, nobody was paying this much attention. Last year, NASCAR had not publicly told him he was not ready. Last year, he was just a YouTuber trying something fun. This year, he is a guy with a point to prove, a dead man's promise to keep, and a governing body grading every single lap he runs. Will he beat that 10th place finish? Will he stay clean in the pack? Will this be the race that finally convinces NASCAR he belongs on a superspeedway in their car? That is the question that gets answered Saturday.